All public benefit systems will now require national biometric ID enrollment. Benefits will be restored upon chip implantation.
They're making us choose.
Open it up! We need food! It's gone! EBT don't work nowhere!
Power grid outages are continuing across the officials urge residents to remain. That's it. They really cut us off.
Mama, is this all we got?
To continue receiving nutritional credits, citizens must verify identity via implantable bio-ID. Please remain calm and follow the directions of registration officials.
Can you run it again?
Taking it here.
Did yours go through? All the cards are down?
Hold still. No chip, no eggs. Move along, ma'am.
Come on, baby.
Mama, is this all we got?
Hold out your wrist. Next, hold out your wrist.
I don't want it.
Then you won't eat. They said it'd come. We just didn't know it'd be like this.
All public benefit systems will now require national biometric ID enrollment. Benefits will be restored upon chip implantation.
They're making us choose.
Shalom, my first and foremost, before I get started, as always, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakudash, Yawaz, the Prophet, the Son, and will, peace and salutation to the icons, which is word, Jesus said, that the four corners of the earth, waking up the hopeful elect, and listen to their lives and do so, definitely more so now than ever before. This is the brother Zion Amar from the GMS Detroit by Camp. And this is going to be a quick lesson regarding the MOTB, one of the last few prophecies that will come to pass, all right, before the kingdom of heaven is established by way of Yahweh Shai, and the holy angels, so it's time to buckle up. This thing, it ain't even really around the corner. It's like it's here. You know what I'm saying? It's here, right? The stage is set, the infrastructure is set, right? And all you need is one false flag, aka Black Swan event, and the world will change as you know it, right? What you're witnessing is the transition, right, of a system changeover. Right, we're going from basically physical money, FRN notes, right, to digital, where everything will be tracked, everything will be micromanaged, all right, and this government, by way of Esau Edom, will be a god over you if you receive his technology, which is again the CHIP, right, and the brain CHIP. So I just played a quick video showing you what that scenario can look like. You know what I'm saying? Which is on par. It's not far-fetched from reality. This is the reality that we're living in. This is the time we're coming into. All right, if you can't see it, then you're spiritually dead. All right, that's why I was just saying, let the dead bury the dead. There's some of my people we realize, hey, you're not gonna get through to. So, real quick, because we've been here in Egypt, spiritual Egypt, so long that, that's all our people know, right? Even regardless if they say they believe in God, they're a Christian, they go to church, they paying tithes and offerings, all right, and all of that at the church, right? But they don't know nothing about prophecy. They don't know nothing about who they are, right? Thus, they have no understanding. They don't even know what time they're in. They don't know what's going on. They're in the dark. See? So, i.e., they're out the loop. But real quick, this is Isaiah 36 and 6, and it reads, in fact, because I've never read in the NLT, I want to read this in the NLT. For Isaiah 36 and 6, it says, on Egypt, question, if you lean on Egypt, it will be like a reed that splinters beneath your weight and pierces your hand. God. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, is completely unreliable. Alright? As he goes for this new Egypt that we're living in. Alright, pursuant to Revelation 11 and 8, this place is a spiritual Egypt. Alright? What happened in Egypt? Alright? The Israelites were in slavery under Pharaoh. As we're in slavery in these days and times. You know, you gotta work these jobs, you gotta pay these bills. Right? Regardless of any government shutdown, they still want them bills paid, right? So therefore, that's how you know, that's an indication that you're in slavery. Right? A just ruler, all right, would suspend everything, right? Until, you know, things are back to normal, but that's not the case. Right? Esau, Edom, right, set up to come down hard on the Israelites. You know? So you know, 2/3 of our people that want to depend on this system, they're going to get pierced through, i.e. they're going to take the MOTV, alright, which is, again, the CHIP, the brain CHIP, alright, they're going to take it because this is all they know. They've been groomed, right, and most of all, that flesh going to kick into where you're going to want to feed yourself. It says, hey, all you know is, right, DoorDash and going to Walmart. thing through the state. All right, that's you. That's Esau basically giving you a wife, right, through his system. Right? It says, right, then, you know, you marry, you have children, right? Hey, them children are already property of the state. You know, that's why, hey, you don't take your children to school, truancy come in, you know, and if they see fit, they take them kids, you know, right away. So the children really not even yours, you know, on paper. Right? But anyway, it says, then only the man will be free in the 7th year, but his wife and children will still belong to his master. But the slave may declare, I love my master, right? My wife and my children. I don't want to go free, right? Meaning, right, you don't want to be cut off, right? You want to be plugged into this system, to this government. Right, you don't want to be separated from your family. Oh, with your family, you know, your wife, right, and your children, they all took the MOTB. You don't want to part from that, all right? You love your family so much that you basically just fall in line. That ain't how it's supposed to be. Your family's supposed to follow you, as the man is the head of the house. He's the lead. You know, he's the head, right? 2/3 of our people ain't gonna go like that, right? Especially with these women, you know. This is always for the sake of their kids, right? Everything is done for my kids this, my kids that, right? You go celebrate Halloween for the sake of your kids. You celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, for the kids. But see, the kids only know what you teach them. They don't have to learn it, see. But that's just the wickedness of our people. They just stuck in their ways and they like, or hell, they love to basically celebrate the wicked holidays of their oppressor. Anyway, it says, this, his master must present him before God, then his master must take him to the door or doorpost and publicly pierce him his ear with an awl. After that, the slave will serve his master for life. You see that? So that's what's going to happen to 2/3 of our people. Alright? They're going to be presented before the Most High, because you're going to have to make a conscious decision. Right? Do you want this technology within your body or not? Alright? Yahweh Shai, the angels, they all witnessing. Right? And they're recording, right? The action that you're going to take. And if you take it, then, hey, you just said publicly, hey, that you're willing, right, to serve your master, which you know, which as of now is Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right, that's what you're saying on a spiritual level. That's what you're doing on a carnal level. Right? You take that device and just say, okay, you look at the so-called white man as your God. All right, but he's not a God. Horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen, because they are very strong. Right? And 2/3 of people, they wholeheartedly trust in this, U.S. military, right? Not knowing or understanding that America's gonna be, Babylon's gonna be destroyed, right? It's gonna be utterly destroyed. Military along with it, alright? Holy One of Israel neither seek Yahweh, right? So they don't believe in Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. They're not checking, all right, for these two entities, all right? And that, right, the two strongest entities in all of existence. You're not checking, all right, for Yahweh or Yahweh Shai. You know why? Because 2/3 of people ain't seeing this believing. Since they can't see the Heavenly Father's Son or get taught to them physically, they don't have that belief factor the way they need to have. You see that see help is gonna be right before them. Like, oh, I can see it, I can touch it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you mean to tell me if I put this in my body, I can eat, I can be a part of society? You know, easy. Line and sinker. I'm gonna jump down to verse 3, just hit the point. It says, now the Egyptians are many. Right? I spoke on how America is a spiritual Egypt. Right? And those that run it, right, are likened unto the pharaohs. Right? But at the end of the day, they're just men. Right? They just men, they have some status, they got money, right? And they just been put in control, you know? But hey, they about to go from rags, or should I say from riches to rags, real soon. It says, now the Egyptians are men, not God, and the horses are flesh and not spirit. When Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together. You see, so it's a lose-lose scenario. You may be thinking you winning for a moment, you know, because oh yeah, damn, my chip just get loaded, you know, with credits and this and that. You think you back in the game, so to speak, only to find out that the society is gonna collapse anyway. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just you'll put yourself in a better position if you did take it, right? This is a vain idea to take it because, right, it's all temporal, right? This place is on its way out. So I'm going to just leave it at that, you know, Lord willing. This was edifying. With that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Peace and salutation to the occupants pushing his word in truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth.